Fun. Yay! All right. So, hello everyone and welcome. I'm glad you're here with me today for our cute and cozy card making workshop. So, it's about 11:34 a.m. Eastern Time, and whether you're crafting live with me or if you're going to catch the replay later, I'm just grateful you chose to spend this creative time together, right? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, today is all about cute encouragement cards. Cards that are fun to make, easy to personalize, perfect to keep on hand for any time someone needs a smile. How awesome is that? I love it. All right, so we're going to be creating three sweet encouragement cards today. One of them is a fun fold. It's easy, I promise. And the other two are standard layouts with some simple techniques you can reuse again and again. So these projects were designed to be approachable, non-complicated cutting, no overwhelm, just techniques that help you stretch your supplies and feel confident when you're creating. Okay? So in case you're new here, I'm Wendy Lee, and I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 23 years and full-time since November of 2019. I love teaching card making in a way that feels encouraging and not intimidating, right? Because creativity is supposed to feel good, not supposed to be stressful. If your shoulders are up here, relax, relax. Yes, all good, all fun. So today you're going to find the supply list posted already. I did put the link in the description of this video as well so that you can find it easier because I've had some that have said it's a little hard to find, so I'm trying to make it easier for you. So you've got the complete supply list for today's project. I always recommend keeping your catalog or the online store nearby, a notepad handy, especially if something sparks an idea and you want to come back to it later. So all three projects will be included in the PDF tutorial for those who qualify for the workshop ordering special. Okay, I will be saying measurements as we go along, so you can jot those down as well. You don't have to have the tutorial, but if you want the tutorial, that's how you get it. So, yes, let's talk goodies. I do have a special ordering offer just for the attendees of the workshop. So it started today, and thank you to those that have already placed their order. And it's going to go through Monday. So I have a special for my US customers, and I have a special for my international friends as well, because you can't purchase Stampin' Up! Products from me, but I want you to be included. Yes? All right. So for my US customers, if you place a $35 order by Monday, so today through Monday, you're going to get, of course, a card in the mail from me as my thank you, and the PDF tutorial for the three projects we're going to make today. If your purchase goes to $50 or greater, and that's before shipping and tax and any rewards are redeemed, you're going to get the class kit, the cut cardstock, yes, um, pre-cut supplies for all of today's projects. Now, the images that we're going to do with our featured Stamp and Punch bundle, which I'll talk about in a moment, won't be done for you. But this way you can customize, you'll still have the papers and you'll be able to customize this to work with what you have in your crafty stash. Okay. You're also going to get the December Hobby Haven All-Star Video Class Tutorial Bundle. It's a $15 value as my gift as well. If you're not familiar with All-Star Video Class Tutorial Bundles, they're amazing. They're amazing. They focus on a product suite. There's 12 different fantastic ideas. It's a collaborative tutorial with multiple demonstrators, and I'm privileged to be one of them. I'm so excited about that, right? So remember, with our new ordering system, is it still new? It changed in May. Maybe it's not new anymore, but you automatically get 10% back in Stampin' Rewards on any order $20 or greater. No host codes. Yay! And with the new product of the month launch this month, when your order reaches $75 and greater, you qualify for the exclusive product of the month for just $5. Such a steal, right? All right. So if you place an order and you want a printed copy of the catalog mailed to you, just let me know. I'm happy to send one to you as well. All right. For my international friends, we don't want you to miss out on the fun either. So if you spend $35 in my or more in my tutorial store, you're going to get today's PDF tutorial as well. When your order reaches $50 or greater, you're also going to get the All-Star Video Class Tutorial Bundle. So I've got a link for that. The offer is valid through Monday, so the links will post later today. Okay, project time. Let's get to the fun part and do our crafting, okay? I'm going to switch the camera over. Hopefully things are going to play nice for me and we will have some fun. All right. Uh-oh. My camera is not set up. What? Sorry for that. I thought I did this earlier and I obviously did not. That's not good, is it? It was still sitting on the desk. Let's get some lights going, get some sound going so you can hear me better, hopefully hear me better. And let's get this set up so that you can see what I'm doing, right? This is down way low. We don't want that way low. We want it up high. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Better? I hope so. Yay. All right, let me make sure. Yes. Woo! Good, good, good. We've got so many fun people with us today. I love it. Absolutely love it. So if you have questions as we go along, please ask. I will do my best to answer any questions I can. Okay, so first, these are the stinking cute samples that we are going to make today. Okay. So you're going to notice that I am using these adorable little sheets. So these are from the Woolly Friends stamp set and punch bundle, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. These are purely for creative inspiration, right? I want you to focus how well they pair with our current products that you can purchase right now, like our designer paper, our embellishments, our inks, our blends. And you can create these with anything you've got, right? So do you have other critters in your stash? Do you have goats? Do you have bunnies? Do you have bears? Do you have, oh my gosh, monkeys? We have had so many fantastic little critters over the years. So you can use anything you've got in your crafty stash. You could even switch it to florals if you want to, right? So sky's the limit. So grab something off your shelf and use it if you don't happen to have this particular stamp and punch bundle. This is something that I got to get early because I'm a demonstrator. Yay! All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, before we jump too deep in, one thing I want to take you through is working with a punch with multiple images as I'm dropping things all over the floor. So I shared oh, it's been a long time. You're going to see a post on my social media today, later today, because I haven't finished it yet. But I'm going to take you through how to create a punch template. So when you have multiple images that line up to your punch, sometimes you want to stamp and do them all at once, right? So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I created a little template. So I take a piece left over from my designer series paper, right? Take the punch, you guys know our punches are locked. Unlock it, it expands it. This is the part you squeeze. This is where the paper goes. I slide it in and I punched it out. So this created a template. So next I laid my stamps right down into these images, put a block over the top and picked up the stamped images. So now this is ready to stamp and punch. So let me show you, right? I'm going to show you. So I'm going to ink this up with Memento black ink. We're going to use this for one of our projects. And I'm going to grab my scrap of basic white cardstock and I'm going to stamp this right on to that cardstock. Okay. So adorable. Now I want to punch these out and hopefully, unless I messed it up, which I could have, I do that sometimes, I could slide my paper right down in here and line it up, give it a little squeeze to hold it in place. And now I can punch this out. I'm going to slide it just a smidge more. And I can just squeeze and I got all my images all at once. Cool. So that's one way you can use your punches if you want to. All right. So I'm going to set this aside. I will have to take those images off the block because I'm not going to use it that way for most of my projects. All right. Ready? Oh yeah. Good tips. Good tips. I learned these from experience and from a lot of you, right? Like we share as crafters, we share a lot of hints with each other. And that is one of my favorite things about being a crafter in this community is that we share with each other and we grow together. And there's lots of ways to do things. So the way I do it might not be the preferred way that you do it, but I like to share with you so that you know about your options. Okay, so let me get my packet for this first card. Yay, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so the pieces that are going to be in the packet. You're going to have your peach pie card base, and this is 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, or let me turn it the right way, 8.5 by 5.5, and it's folded in half. Okay, we'll do that in just a moment. You've got a piece of designer series paper. Now, this is from the celebratory Sips designer series paper pack. One side is all about Sips, which I love. It's gorgeous paper, great colors, bright, cheerful, fun. But the other side is just as cool. You've got your florals, your geometric patterns, fabulousness, all fabulousness. So we are using that paper today for our projects. So this piece is 3 inches by 5 inches. You've got another piece, which happens to be the back side, that I have cut 4 inches by 2 inches. You've got a piece of basic white, which is 3 3/4 by 5. Another piece of designer series paper, which is 4 inches by 1 inch. That width can vary. Use whatever scraps you have, is my opinion. Then I have die cut a square with the largest square from the Stylish Shapes dies. Love, if you didn't know I love Stylish Shapes, I don't know where you've been, but I love Stylish Shapes. Then I've got a piece of Berry Burst cardstock that I die cut with one of the small rectangles in the textured notes dies. These are fastly becoming one of my faves as well. They're great, just great. I love it. And then I've got another piece of basic white scrap that we're going to use to cut his little head and his bell out of. Okay, so those are our parts and pieces that we're going to use. So let's go ahead and get started with our card base. Let me hopefully I have all my supplies on my cart. I use a little cart for my videos, and sometimes I steal from myself, right? I do. I have to admit it, and I don't like to admit it, but I do sometimes steal from myself, which is not always good, right? Oh, Pooh, I'm trying to get it so I can see your comments. Yeah, let's see if I can mess with this a little bit more. I'm wanting, oh, good grief. My computer keeps resizing the screen. I want to see, let's see. I'm not finding a way to see comments and to make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. Pooh, pooh, pooh. And it just did it again. Mm. All right, well, I'll do the best I can. And hopefully I can see comments. I don't like it when I can't see the comments. It's not nice. Not my friend. Maybe, let's see if I can open another window and it lets me see comments better. That might help. Sorry about this. One moment. I want to be able to answer your questions as they come through. I'm not always fast about it, but I do want to be able to do it. There we are. Yes, you love your stylish shapes and textured note size. Me too. What cardstock weight am I using? I am using basic white cardstock for this. So I only use Stampin' Up! Products. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator if I didn't already say that. So you're going to see me only use Stampin' Up! Products in my crafting for whatever that's worth. There's lots of other great products out there. I just don't use those. I use Stampin' Up! All right, peach pie cardstock, if I didn't say, folded in half. Now, let's put our larger piece of our designer paper. Let's go ahead and just adhere this down to our card base. Now, I like to use Stamp & Seal. That's my favorite adhesive. If you don't like it, don't use it. Use your favorite adhesive. But I love it. I absolutely love it. And when you use Stamp & Seal, your best friend is your silicone craft sheet. And we may end up having to demonstrate that. We'll see how it goes. I've gotten pretty good at it. The more you use it, I think the easier it gets. So anyway, all good stuff. All right. So next I want to add my little 2-inch, was that 2-inch strip? Let me see, 4x2, yes, 4x2. So I'm going to add this on and I'm just centering it. Let's see, we can go down low and go up high. How about right? That looks good to me. Yay, 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 yay. Oh, totally crooked. Look how crooked I am. Let's try this. We will pull this back up and let's see if we can get it a little straighter. Now, one thing I want to do because I pulled this back up, let's go ahead and put a little extra adhesive going the other direction on my ends so it actually stays adhered to my project. All right, am I straighter this time? I think so. That looks a little bit better, maybe. It's handmade. It's okay if it's crooked. Are we allowed to say that? Yes. All right. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to take this lovely square. Hopefully I am seeing your all's comments. I'm going to slide that out of my way for a minute. I'm going to bring in my Memento black ink pad. So black is pretty much what I'm using for these projects today. And I'm going to use this adorable image that looks like he's jumping. So I'm just going to stamp him kind of like that. Don't overthink it. But isn't that cute? At first, when I saw that image, I was like, what the heck is going on with that guy? But I think it's adorbs, right? All right, now what I didn't do and should have done was grab some extra blocks because I am going to remove these from this block because I want to use them individually. I could, ooh, since it's on here, I'm going to leave it and see what happens. Let's stamp our head and our bell because it should be perfectly aligned to our punch, right? Should be. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It might work well. It might not work well. But I'm going to try it out. Now, before I cut that out, let's add a little highlighting with some Stampin' Blends. Do you guys love Stampin' Blends? Yeah, for handmade, I agree. Little crooked is okay. A cardstock is about 80 pounds and the extra thick might be closer to 100. Possibly, Jean, you probably have that right. Stampin' Up! Doesn't really share that because I think there's some variation. Okay, so Stampin' Blends are awesome. This is a great example. What we're going to do today, we're just going to highlight. We're just going to add some highlights of color. We're not going to color the whole image. So it's a great example of how a little bit of coloring goes a long way. You don't need every color. Just a few blends can really bring your images to life. However, if you want all the colors, I would not stop you. Over time, I've gained more and more colors. So I like to use the bowl tip of my Stampin' Blends. To be honest, I rarely use my brush tip for coloring. And part of the reason is because I like to use my brush tip for splattering. So it's typically blown out. Let's see. Oh, this one's not bad. I have some that you wouldn't even recognize that it's a marker because I've blown it out so bad. So I'm just going to add some little highlights of color. Just going to trace this edge here. Now I am using, I think light, let's see, light smoky slate is the color I'm using. So I'm just going to add him a little bit of color here and there, just on his little woolly poofies, whatever you call these. What are those? His wool. So you can do as much or as little as you want to. Now I'm going to go ahead and color in his little legs. Give him a little two-tone shape. I'm not going to do any shading. There's no need for that on this particular image. You could do it on what you're doing if you'd like to. Okay, now let's bring this to the bell. Now there is a fill image for the bell, so I could totally stamp with the fill image if I want. And I chose to leave a little white space there, or I don't have to. It's entirely up to you. So here again, you do what makes you happy. So I'm just going to do a little outline on his face here. Cute. Do you like it? I do. I think it looks really fun. Okay, so now I'm going to take my dark bubble bath and let's add a touch of color to his ears, just a little. You could give him some rosy cheeks if you want to. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to add a little pink to his bell. Maybe this is a girl, maybe this is a boy. I keep saying he, I don't know. It's just where my head is. All right, let's go ahead and punch this out, and hopefully these line up really nice to my punch. I hope so. All right, now if I can get a steady hand. Oh my goodness. All right, so once you get it close or where you're happy with it, give your punch a little bit of a squeeze to hold the paper, and then you can punch it out and things go flying, and hopefully you can find the pieces that you want. The rest of it went all over my workspace, so we'll get rid of that for now. Okay, don't need that scrap. So now I've got my Adorbs face and bell on here. So I want to go ahead and attach his face, I think, with some dimensionals. Why not? Now, if you don't want to do that, don't pop yours up. You don't have to. This is a fun set to do like wobble cards with. I'm not doing that today, but you totally could. All right, I'm going to place, oh, I stuck it down on my glass mat. That's okay. So I caught just a smidge of it with that Stampin' Dimensional. Let's make sure this doesn't fall off our card. We're going to put a little bit of liquid glue, and then I'm going to put one more dimensional just because it makes me feel good. All right, now we can place his head wherever we want to place his head. It can be squished down in, it can be nice and tall, it can be cockeyed a little bit. I like right there. How about that? Did you see all the strategy that went into that? Just kidding. All right, so let's go ahead and add this layer to our card front. I'm going to pop it up. That's 2 layers of popped up. I'm allowed, right? Oh, I do more, but I'm trying to keep this simpler, mailable, not extra postage. These are fast and easy. You can do these with any of your fabulous prints of paper that you've got. And let's see if I can get it not too crooked. There we go. Oh, it's already stinking cute. I love it. Do you guys love this? I love it. Okay. All right. Let me grab my textured note square. I'm going to take my embossing buddy. Whoop. Got all kinds of stuff over here. My embossing buddy. Let's go ahead and just give a little powder on this. Let's grab our Versamark ink pad. Which one did I grab? Oh, my yucky, gross one. You know what? Does your Versamark pad look like that? It's a little crazy, but I use it a lot. Let's see. Sending Flowers and Sunshine. I think I got the right one, hopefully. So we're going to ink this up. I do a lot of techniques with this one, and it's starting to fall apart. It may be time to replace that. I have 4 Versamark pads, but I use them all the time. Love them. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Now let's grab our white embossing powder. Are you guys fans of embossing? I am a huge fan of embossing. So I'm gonna bring this in, get a little scoop. Hopefully I didn't just mess it up with my finger. I realized I put my finger across my sentiment. Okay, pretty happy. Oh, wait, maybe. Let's try one more time on that S. Does your powder look like this? I've got debris all in mine because I have it open a lot of times sitting on my desk next to my die cutting machine. And you know how a die cutting machine puts debris everywhere? Well, definitely does it to me for sure. And I don't always keep things closed as I should. Grab my little reverse tweezers there so my hands don't get burned. Let's heat up our heat tool. Yeah, Lois, I love embossing as well. One of my favorite techniques. One of the first things I was introduced to was stamping, and I think that's what got me hooked. All right, so I like to make sure my heat tool is nice and hot before I take it to my cardstock for multiple reasons. One, on darker cardstocks, I feel like it sometimes will discolor your cardstock. And it goes faster. So I'm just gonna wait for that to start to melt. Okay, there we see it. I hope you guys can see that magic. And I'm just gonna slowly move it across my layer as it melts the powder. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. You don't want to overheat embossing. You want it, once it's melted, you want to stop. You want it to be shiny. If you overheat, it'll go dull. You could even burn it, and that's not fun either. Now, if that haze is driving you crazy on a dark cardstock, I keep some Swiffer dry dusting cloths. And these work great to get rid of that little haze off of there. So Just makes it look a little cleaner. So I like that. You know, I'm going to add this to the front here with dimensionals. Of course I am. It's not any more popped up than the face. It's still on my 2 layers. I'm allowed. Now, I'm not going to go all the way to the edge because another thing I like to do personally in my crafting is cross my layers. So I'm down lower than I was on my original, and that's okay. It's all good. But how sweet is that? Stinking cute. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's see. I do. They're buried, but I have some strawberry slush and pretty in pink gems. I'm going to pull these out. I always move my embellishments into an old bag. So this actually was a ribbon combo pack. And I like to move them to a larger bag because I don't like to mess with those small cello bags. They drive me crazy. So you've got multiple shades of pinks going on here. I think I'm going to take the lighter one and add a sprinkling of a couple of gems down here. Little subtle. And then let's add one up here too. Whoops. There we go. It's got our 3 little gems on there. How stinking cute. Are you loving this? Yes, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's move those embellishments out of the way because we will grab those again. All right, I just think that's adorable. Okay, so on the inside, I like to bring the design to the inside whenever possible, but I wanted to keep it simple. So I'm gonna stamp in the Yours Simply Fabulous on my white layer and add my designer series paper strip. Okay, so let's do that. I like to stamp first when I remember. Sometimes I forget, 100% I forget. I don't mean to, but it does happen. But if you stamp first and you mess up, the good thing is you get a second try. So let's see, did I do that? Oh, wrong card. Did it over on the corner. Do you ever offset your stamping, like not put it in the middle? Like everybody wants to put it right in the middle. No, I'm moving it around. It doesn't have to be in the middle. I can put it wherever the heck I want to. Yeah, yeah. Oh, good, you're liking it. Yay! Yeah, I love these gems too, Becky. They are very versatile. Yes, even with the darker colors like a cherry cobbler, they kind of take on a little bit of the color you're using them with when you're putting it on a darker color, which is fun. And then, of course, there's the clear gold ones in there. We have a whole pack of the clear gold fleck ones. What are they called? They're foil gems. Can't remember the actual proper name. Probably iridescent foil gems, maybe. But okay. So where do we want to put this? We want to cover the bottom. I made it purposely whiter. I think I'm going to pull it up because again, I like that look of crossed layers. And so I think this looks kind of fun and kind of plays back into some of the shapes we have going on the front of the card. So we've got this going on, but how cute is that? Very coordinated. This is just a happy card, right? You can send this to anyone, any time of year, and that's what I love, right? Who wouldn't want to get this in the mail? I sure would. Okay, send them to me, all your projects. Yay! No, I won't make you do that. Okay, number 2. Our second one, you make me happy. How sweet is that? I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so on this one, we are going to do some stamping off. It's one of my favorites. It's been around forever. One of the first techniques I've ever used. And I love it because it makes your stamps feel like a whole new stamp set, right? Because you can do so many things with it. So let me grab my packet, take you through the measurements. All right. So you've got your card base. This is Strawberry Slush, 5.5 by 8.5. And oh no, I forgot to grab the emboss. No, I didn't. It's there. I just didn't have it stacked the way I would normally stack it. Let's see. All right, next layer is an embossed layer. And how cool is that? Isn't that just, it's dainty, it's cute. I don't even know if you can see the great texture, but this is the beautiful pattern embossing folder. It's in our online exclusives. Yes, you can get it now if you want it. And then let's see, what else do we have in our packet here? We've got a piece of basic white. Oh, both of these are 5.25 by 4, in case I didn't say. Strawberry Slush embossed, basic white. Got another piece of basic white that's 5.5 by 2. This is where we're going to do some of our stamping. I've got some designer series paper right from the Sips, right? So this piece here is 3 inches by 3.5. So that's going to go there. That one's going to go there. And then I've got a 5.5 by 3/8. Sort it doesn't look straight at all, and it's fine because we're tucking it under. It could be wider than 3/8, but mine's 3/8-ish. Okay. Then I've got a piece of designer series paper that is 3/4 inch by 4. And then I've got another piece that's a 1/4 inch by 4. So see how we're going to bring that design to the inside. Adorbs. I've got a little heart cut from Pretty in Pink cardstock with the lovely Valentine Kisses dies. Have you guys seen these? This was one of our, it's upside down. This was one of our new product releases for online exclusives. So this is available now. Thinking maybe I'll use this in my Tuesday YouTube premiere. Got some ideas going on. Think we need to do that. So I love that one. Adorable, great dies, great stamp set. Okay, so that's our basis of what we're dealing with. So let's go ahead and put some of our pieces aside for now. I want to start with my card base. So let's go ahead and fold this bad boy in half. Okay, we'll get this a good burnish. Oh yeah, you were on the fence on this one? Oh, it's adorable. I think it's super versatile as well, right? Like I think, at first when I looked, I was like, oh, okay, this would be a good Easter set. And it is. I think it would be a good Easter set. There isn't a sentiment in it that says Happy Easter, but boy, couldn't you do that for Easter easily, right? But I think it's so versatile that you can use it any time of year. It would make great baby cards. And obviously we're doing just cute all occasion cards, right? All right, so now we've got our layers down, our emboss layer and our designer paper layer, okay? Let's do a little stamping before we go too much further. I want to grab my long strip of my basic white cardstock, and I'm just gonna lay it out on my grid. I don't know what kind of surface you guys are using. If you use grid paper or don't use grid paper, scrap paper, whatever it is that you like to use, I love using my glass mat. And I was surprised that some people didn't know that we sold the glass mat. Do you guys know that we sell this glass mat? It's our Glass Mat Studio. It's one of my favorite products because I use it every day, right? That and along with my silicone craft sheet. Sorry, I'm just cleaning some stamps here. We're going to take our little head off of here and our bell since I didn't grab extra blocks and I need it for this body. Okay. Oh, totally crooked, and that's okay. Okay, we'll do it like this. Maybe I'll do better. Okay. Now I want to find the You Make Me Happy. Yes. Okay. So for this one, the reason I'm using my grid is I want to get this kind of centered and I want my sentiment to be somewhat centered. Okay. So I'm going to grab my Memento black pad. We're keeping it simple. We're bringing in some additional color, but overall our stamping is with black. All right. So You Make Me Happy just makes me laugh. Cute. Stinking cute, stinking cute. All right. Now, I want 2 bodies on either side of my sentiment. Let's go right there. Do you see all the thought that went into that? Don't overthink it. Just stamp it. It's going to be fantastic. All right, and then we'll do another one. How about right there? Cute, 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 cute. What else do these look like? To me, it looks like a tree with lots of trunks. I don't know, kind of strange. What else would you use that image for? I know that someone's going to be creative and come up with something super cute that is unexpected that we could do. I'm pretty sure. All right. Now, I had some scraps. I don't know if it'll fit on one or if it's going to need multiple scraps. So let's see if I can clean one of these stamps. I'm going to have stamps stuck everywhere. Because I didn't put these others on blocks. I don't normally do that, but happens, happens, happens. All right, let's stamp a head here. I don't know if my punch will, yeah, I think my punch will destroy that. I don't think my piece is long enough, which is fine. This is why we have a second piece. And hopefully it's wide enough. Okay, so we got our two faces. Super cute faces. And let's go ahead and do our two-step portion of this. All right, now, how do you get the most out of a two-step? You are going to stamp off to get multiple shades from one ink pad. Cool? All right, now, when you use this stamp set, see how his wool has a little extra height going on one side? Definitely find that on your clear fill image before you go too crazy, because it's easy, but it's not easy to align. So I'm just going to lay it down. One thing about photopolymer that I love is that we can align our stamps super easy. Now, I didn't ink it. I stamped it and then I didn't ink it a second time. I'm going to stamp it a second time without inking. So now that gave me two shades of pink. Awesome. Have you done this before? Do you do it all the time? Are you like, Wendy, this is something we've known for decades? Maybe not everyone has. All right, now this right here, the first time I saw it, I was like, what the heck is that? You know what it is? It's his little hair. Or at least that's what I'm using it for. It might be intended to be something else. But I repeated the same process, full strength on one and stamped off on the other. So that was in pretty in pink ink, if I didn't say that. I think you could totally use the strawberry slush as well, which would be fun. I think you could stamp off and use it, and it would give you a nice appearance. All right, so we got one little face. Woo! All right, there he is. Let's get rid of our trash that went flying. And then our second little face. Oh, this one was longer. That's nice. Okay, there we go. Nice, 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 nice. So now I got my cute little faces. All right, let's go ahead and build this. So I want to go ahead and put a strip of adhesive on the bottom. And I am going to take my designer paper and I want it to peek out of the bottom. So you can go as wide or as narrow as you want to here. Just wanted to frame it a little bit and bring in that Secret Sea color without going too strong. Okay. Now, on this one, I glued it straight to this. On this one, I glued the Secret Sea down first and then popped up the white layer. I'm still going to pop up the white layer, but this one, I don't know if you guys can see that. The blue is flat and the white is popped up. I decided to change that a little bit. So you can do it either way, whatever makes your heart happy. All right, let's add, woo, I'm sticky. Some dimensionals to this one because I want it popped up. You don't have to pop yours up if you don't want to. Right? Entirely up to you on how you want to go about this. Is anybody crafting with me? I know I'm going too fast really to craft along with me. But hopefully you guys are going to be able to make these. Take notes, maybe do a little cutting. Let's see, how far down do we want it? About right. I feel like everything's just slightly crooked. Okay, there we go. Yay! I like it. I like it a lot. It's so cute. All right, now I want to pop up my little heads. Again, if you had little wobblers, do you guys know what I mean when I say a wobbler? Kind of looks like a spring. And you can make your own wobblers. Maybe I'll show that another time. But it allows you to put a spring-looking mechanism that allows it to move like that, which is kind of cute. All right, so let's put our little face. I want him cockeyed a little bit. Cute, cute, cute. And one over here. So these two are in love. Yeah, I think so. All right, and let's grab our little pink heart. So I kind of kept this somewhat tonal in pinks, but I do have that little splash of that Secret Sea in there. Just pulling in that other design. Now these I spaced a little further apart than what I had on my original one, but I think they both look cute. So you could do it either way. This looks like they make each other happy, but not quite so close together. In here, they're like, maybe this is when we got older and we're hot and we don't want our husband to put his arm over us. And this is when I'm young and I snuggle all night, right? Do you guys have that experience? I'm giving away my age. Wait, shouldn't do that. All right, let's pull in some of these gems, maybe a little TMI. I think that one lost its adhesive. We'll move that over. I think I'm going to use these clear ones on this, just so that we can show that we can use any of the colors, right? So the color just shows through. Let's add another one. We'll put that down here. How about that? Move those back out of the way. So stinking cute, stinking cute. Okay, let's bring our design to the inside. So look, so we're gonna put our strips of designer paper, but we're also gonna stamp this adorable little butterfly and color that in as well. So let's grab our white piece of cardstock, stamp first, hopefully. Hopefully that works out best, right? Oh, you have wobblers and forget to use them. You know, I've never actually bought a pre-made wobbler. I've always made my own. We used to sell what was called wire works. So it was wire by Stampin' Up! And it came in fun colors. And I still use that for my wobblers. I make my own, wrap it around a pencil. So it works good. All right, we're gonna bring in light, pretty and pink, and we are gonna color the wings. Just a dab of color, just a hint. Yeah, you haven't finished your Christmas cards yet, Heidi. Well, they are going to be New Year's cards, and that's okay too. Look, I got debris on my white. Do we flip it? Yes, I can cover that. All right, we're flipping it over. I don't know how I got debris. It's on my hands. Yeah, look at that. I do that a lot with Memento Black. Do you? Do you guys do that? Make a mask with black ink? I obviously do. All right, we're gonna repeat that. Rewind. We're gonna stamp again. Let's see if we can make this one clean. This is why we stamp first, though, so that if we make a mess, we can hopefully clean that up. All right, bring my pretty and pink back in. There it is. Color the wings. Hopefully I don't put the same exact smudge on this layer again. All right. So yeah, if you don't have your Christmas cards done yet, that's okay. As long as they're postmarked by Christmas, it's still a Christmas card. And, you know, we mailed ours out weeks and weeks and weeks ago, but the postal system, my husband works for the post office. You can say whatever you want to say. We've probably said it in our home as well. There's good and bad. The service is not what it once was. I'm using liquid glue to put this skinny strip down because it's just, it would make a mess with my stamp and seal, although I always prefer stamp and seal. All right, am I straight-ish? Good enough. Okay, now let's see. Do I have a scrap? Just in case the black was on my glass mat, we can just wipe that away. But yes, we mailed our cards quite some time ago, and they are taking longer than usual to arrive at their destination. All right, put this in here. Cute! How adorbs! And I didn't add an extra sentiment in this one because I didn't think we needed to, right? Okay, do you like him close together or with a little distance? Now, these projects that we're doing today, we're going to move on to number 3, were originally designed for my team make and takes. And it's one of the things I love most about being a demonstrator is getting to create like this together on a regular basis. There's no pressure, you know, but if you ever find yourself thinking, I would like to get these projects every month, that's exactly what my Diemonds team experience is about. And I'm always happy to chat later if anyone is curious about that. All right, so project 3, we're going to do a fun fold here. Easy fun fold, I promise. So let's go through our layers. Our card back is 5.5 by 4.25. Okay, so this is Berry Burst cardstock. It's a quarter of a sheet of paper. Okay. Then our next layer, or our card front, you could call it your card base if you want to call it your card base. This is I have on my cheat sheet strawberry slush. No, Berry Burst. It's Berry Burst. 5.25 by 8. And we've embossed the front. You see that? with this all in a row embossing folder. So this will come out in January. So you can use anything you want, but I thought it was kind of a cute one that complements this nicely. Then you've got a piece of basic white that is 5 inches by 3 3/4, and a piece of designer series paper, again from the Sips, right? This is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna fold this in half, okay? And I'm gonna carefully run my bone folder along the bottom. I say carefully because I don't want to kill all that great texture. I just want to lightly do it. Now, I could have done it before I embossed it, but I did not. I did not. Okay. So we are going to start with our inside piece here because I want to make sure I didn't even show you the project. Here is the project that we are making. So this is fun. I've been seeing a lot of these. So this is kind of an envelope style card. So this flat tucks down behind our little guy. And then that comes down and says, welcome, cutie. Is that adorable? I love it. So this would be a fun little gift card holder. You could put a gift card right in here if you wanted to. You could leave some of it not adhered, so you could slide a gift card in or create a pocket if you wanted to add an extra piece. You could totally do all of those things as well. But I just thought this was fun. All right, so let's stamp on our white layer. So let's move some of this out of our way. We're going to stamp our welcome cutie with our Memento black ink. I almost went on without even showing you guys what we're making. Should have caught me on that, right? All right. So I'm going to do welcome cutie and Memento black. I'm paranoid now that I have black ink all over me. So fun. Cute little baby. Make a great baby card. You could use it for other things as well, but baby card is what screams to my head first. Yeah, you like Christmas cards, your favorite? Yeah. Christmas cards are, I think they just make you happy, right? When you're making Christmas cards. All right. Now, I am taking the little tulip image fill, and I'm using the fill image to add my cute little tulips to the bottom of my sentiment. You don't have to do anything too terribly crazy, right? Elaborate, crazy, however you want to look at it. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to my card inside. Just going to use a little Stampin' Seal. Okay. Whoa. And I'm going to adhere it to the inside of this. Now, it's backwards of what you would think, right? My opening is at the top on this one. Okay, so this is going to come down. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to take my designer series paper. Now, you could pre-score this if you wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to fold it in half. I think the instructions say to score it. But you could score it in half diagonally, or you could just fold it like I'm doing. Whatever makes your heart happy. Give it a good burnishing. Now, I want to adhere this to the back of this, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive just right up at that top edge. And then I want to put the rest of the adhesive on this triangle. Now, if you wanted to, you could totally use liquid glue. Like, I'm just not a liquid glue fan, so I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. And I'm just not going to go all the way up to the corner, and that's okay. And I'm just going to put a little adhesive onto those points. I like to pull in my silicone craft sheet because the adhesive does not stick to it. All right, so I'm going to lay this so that score line is against the top edge, and we'll just push that down. So we're adhering the back. The front stays open, okay? Nice, makes sense? Now we are ready to adhere this right onto our card back. So again, I like Stampin' Seal. Whoops, look at that. I made a big tearing mess. Oh, okay, so when your seal doesn't run it on your silicone craft sheet and it will run again. I backed up. I should never back up with my adhesive. That causes problems. You should not do that. But I did it, but we worked it out. But it could have been bad. It could have been really bad. All right, so I've got this lovely, lovely envelope style card. And let's take our Adorbs little parts that we cut out earlier. we're not going to use the bell. Let's use this bow. Let's see how this works. I may need to do another one. I've got a fill image for this bow. And I want to stamp it and fill it in. Again, we might have to try to do this again, but we'll see. I'm going to stamp it off on scrap paper because I want a lighter color of Berry Burst. So there's Berry Burst. Let's do Berry Burst Light. Oh yeah, that worked. That worked pretty good. I'm not going to complain. All right, let's go ahead and put this adorable guy together. So first thing I want to do is build him like this. Maybe it's a her. Maybe this time it's a her. We're going to put our dimensional. Again, I like the heads popped up. You don't have to do it, but I surely do. And I think I'm going to tuck that in after the fact because of the way that bow is. So let's put 2 dimensionals on the head. And you can make them taller. You can make them shorter. I'm going to make them shorter. I think they're cute when they're squishy. You know what I mean by squishy? Where their heads are down further. All right, let's put a little liquid glue. I know. On that piece there. And we'll see if I can get this down. Where's my tweezers? This is when tweezers are nice and handy. Love the reverse tweezers. So we don't sell tweezers separately anymore. They're part of the Embossing Editions toolkit. So that's where you're going to find the Embossing Buddy as well as your reverse tweezers. All right, now I realized I've got some sticky too high up. So you can fix that. Take your Embossing Buddy and just rub it over the top of that dimensional. And look, no more sticky. Okay, so it's going to take that sticky off because I don't want it sticky or it'll stick this closed. What I do want is I want this to be an element that's going to hold my card base closed. So I'm going to put 3 dimensionals just along the bottom here. Okay, and I'm going to take the backing paper off. All right, and I just need to make sure that I don't get the point onto that adhesive. So I'm going to make sure I put this down a little lower so that I clear, not crooked, Wendy, but lower. Okay, so yes, I can get that in and out, no problem. Now, if this is hard to tuck under, you can always take your bone folder and run it to soften those fibers and give it a little bit of a curl. Yeah, you keep baby wipes. Yeah, I don't like having anything wet on my table, but I totally get you on that. So don't blame you at all on that. Now, I want to add a little pizzazz to this guy. So let's bring in our friend Stella. And we are going to add some Wink of Stella to the hair. So not his whole face. I don't need his whole body, her whole body. She's got a bow. Maybe it's a girl. I could have done this before I put it together, but I kind of like it like that. Yeah, I've got just a subtle amount of Stella on here. Let's see if I can sprinkle on a little bit more. Yeah, I love it. Love it. Just a little shimmer shine. We need some gems. Let's bring in some gems. All right, on this one, let's use our dark colored gems. So, oops, that's underneath. Let's see, does that have any glue on it? I hope so. We'll find out here in a minute though, won't we? Nope, no glue on that one either. I can see the glue dot on the sheet here. So somehow it got separated. All right, so there's a big one, a little one. Let's add another big one. Why not? It doesn't matter the size. I'm just sprinkling on some gems. Now, you could do more. You could add way more if you wanted to. You could add a few more sprinkling up at the top. It's entirely up to you on how you want to go about it. But cute, 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 cute. Okay, let's bring in both of those. I got a little more Stella on my original. You can see well, the camera doesn't do it well, but you can see a little bit more on that one. So cute. So that was project 3, project 2, and project 1. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, let's switch the camera back. I love. Should turn off some of these crazy lights so they don't blind you as we're talking. Yeah. So I hope you guys loved this. Yeah, everything's better with Wink Estella. Of course it is. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. All right, so we've seen all three projects. I hope today reminded you that encouragement cards. Goodness gracious. Oh, let's turn off this other light so that's not blinding you. Um, Encouragement cards don't have to be hard. They just need a little bit of heart, right? And these are easy but cute, and they have a little wow to each one of them. If you've got any questions about supplies, the ordering special, upcoming events, just reach out. I'm always happy to help. I want to thank you guys so much for crafting with me today. And let's keep crafting. Let's share kindness and spread encouragement one card at a time. Yes? All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If you don't, have a great week anyway, right? And I hope to see you guys all with me on Tuesday. We got one more paper crafting event, which is my weekly Tuesday premiere at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Join me over on my YouTube channel and we'll have a good time there. And hope to see you there. All right. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. And bye for now.